you doing, you crazy kids? Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at Transformers Siege Deluxe Class Refractor. Really? Refractor? This is Reflector. There isn't even such a word as refractor. Of course, that nitpick is coming from somebody who was born in the 1980s and watched the original series, so yeah. Also, why aren't there three of you? This little dude hails from the internet, and he is a little joy to behold. The color scheme of the figure is that of the original Generation 1 figure, or as the figure showed up in the original first 3 episodes of the TV series. Now, for those of you that don't know, the original Generation 1 toys were actually a mail-in special order set. It came in a pack of 3. There was the middle guy, Viewfinder, and then the one on the right was Spyglass, and the other one was Spectrum. I can never remember which one was which. Anyway, I had that set many, many years after it came out, and I'm really happy that Hasbro has decided to release these figures again. Of course, this is in a single pack. You have to buy this figure 3 times. Now, at San Diego Comic-Con 2019, Hasbro has revealed a reflector or refractor camera set. So it comes with this mold, 3 guys in this mold in the original Generation 1 color scheme, with Spectrum having the little knobs that you use at the top of a digital camera, and Spyglass, is that his name? And the other one on the side coming with a lens, or I'm sorry, a flash, a photo flash, and then Viewfinder in the middle comes with extra shoulder bits and a couple of other doodads that you can attach to him. Now, this original paint scheme isn't going to work for everybody, I acknowledge that, but I quite like it, and the detailing on the molding is phenomenal. And I cannot argue with that head sculpt. It is perfect. The molding on the back of the figure is even more detailed, and he's only hollow in the forearms, the shins, and part of his back, because that's where his head rotates in for his vehicle mode. Yes, this Spy character has a vehicle mode. More on that in a minute. When compared to the rest of the Decepticon Deluxe class figures, he is the shortest of the bunch, but I kind of expect that for a character that's, a spy. For posability, head is on a ball joint and swivels side to side with, 360 degrees with no problem, and can look way up and not down at all. Shoulders on a swivel for 360 degrees, and then a hinge joint just underneath that. Swivel just above the elbow, over 90-degree bend at the elbow. No fist articulation, unfortunately. Torso swivel with a nice little ratchet lock right in the middle. Swivel in the legs for forward kick and back. Hinge for outward kick. Swivel at the thigh. 90-degree bend at the knee. And then ankle and toe articulation. Now, the accessories Refractor comes with are pretty cool on their own. You have this giant Tommy gun-esque gun that's really respectable. For such a small dude, he comes with a giant gun and a shield. Now, the shield can be mounted anywhere on the figure where there's a hole. He's got it on his arm right now, and you could pop it off easily and then have him hand carry it using the other peg like that. And this works really well. It just does. The gun and the shield really work well. I like it a lot. Now, if only I had 2 more. Let's see if we can summon them up. Rise from your grave. Nothing. Transform and rise up? Still nothing. What other 80s catchphrases can we come up with? Oh, I know! Yo, Joe! Huh. I can't believe that worked. So we have 3 of them now. What can we do with them? Okay, so before we get into what we can do with more than one of them, what can you do with just one of them? Well, his alt mode is weird. I'm going to call it like a flying space cruiser gun. For the transformation, we're going to start out by turning the head 180 degrees and then push it up and fold it into the back. Come to his belly and remove his belly button and attach that to the peg hole at the top of what was his head. Take the fists and rotate them up and fold them up into the backs of the forearms. Take the legs and the entire torso and rotate it 180 degrees. Come down to the feet, split the legs out a little bit, and then you could fold down the toes. Come inside the back of the legs and fold down these landing gears. Turn the legs 180 degrees so that the landing gears are pointing to the back of the figure, and just combine the legs. Come to the toes, open the toes up just enough so that you can peg the gun into the hole that is at the back of the tip toe, and smush them together. Come up to the chest, fold the chest open like that, and then reach inside and flip out this little canopy and fold that forward, and it will peg into these little peg holes that are at the backs or the sides of the legs. Come to the arms, fold them up behind the character, and then fold the forearms, and they will peg into place on this little peg hole that was the crotch skirt of the robot mode. And finally, take the little shield and peg it into the peg hole that is now open in the chest, and we have cruiser mode? Question mark? Yeah, so we have this Cybertronian cruiser, or maybe Corvette. That's a type of ship if you didn't know. Yeah, let's go with Cybertronian Corvette. Yeah, let's go with that. Now, what can you do with 3 of them, again, we ask? Well, you can have your own little armada. That would work. You can combine them all together into their own kind of combined spaceship mode. And then individually, each one of these guys can kind of transform into a little pseudo battle station. Now, to form that pseudo battle station, we're going to start by kind of transforming it the way we were, folding up the head, flip up the arms. And by battle station, I really mean like an artillery station. So then we turn the legs around 180 degrees, turn these legs around 180 degrees, and then combine them together like so. Come to the back and flip out the landing gears. Come to the arms and rotate them back, and then these arms should fit into that cavity, or those cavities there. You kind of just have to wiggle them in, and then eventually they will be able to sandwich close, and the heels will peg into the tops of the arms like this. Or right here, I should say. So that's what we end up with, and then we can fold the landing gears in on the sides. Then we can flip down the chest like this, peg the shield into the chest like so. And then what you do is you fold the feet up, and the feet, or the gun barrel hilt, will rest comfortably back there. Put the little blaster part there, and there we go. You have yourself a little artillery unit. So as you can see, there's a lot of fun to be had. You can also come up with a bunch of other alt modes, and I've seen a couple online, and I'm not going to show you them simply because they'll, be stealing and whatnot. But they're there, they're on Reddit, they're everywhere on the internet, so they definitely are worth looking up. Now for the last mode, and that's combining all 3 of these guys. So the first thing we're going to do is simply make a cube out of each one of them. All right, now that we have 3 cubes, we're going to take 2 of them, the outward ones, turn them 180 degrees around, and then literally just smush them together via the peg holes. And they do come together pretty easily. All right, so next thing. First, take this piece, and honestly, it can go anywhere. We'll just put it back here for right now. Oh, and it looks like I've got one thing out of... There we go. All right. All right, so next, what do? We've got these 2 pieces. Where can we put them? We'll figure that out later. Next up, we're going to take the 3 shields and combine them together and just kind of hook them together that way, and hook these guys together. And whoop, oh, shoot. You get the idea. So on the main body, there are these little cutouts at the chest. Those will peg in like that. All right, so we are almost there. Lastly, we need the 3 guns, and the 3 guns will actually sandwich together like this to make a tripod. And then on top of the tripod, we actually have to put one of the thrusters. And the thrusters will, or the, well, this part, the fan part of the thruster will peg in to these like that. And then we just plug it in on the bottom. Like so. Now this is very cool. This is really tickling my G1 fanboy. But it's not perfect. What will be perfect is the original, or the figure set that was released or announced at San Diego Comic-Con, because that's going to come with some extra parts. As I said earlier, it's going to come with a piece over here that's going to be a shield in robot mode, and then the flash over here. But still, I can't argue with this. This works really well. Now I just need a human-sized Thundercracker to have him hold this. And in case you're wondering, yes, it is totally easy to pull off the stack reflector upon himself, though he doesn't exactly scale to the same height that he does in the original G1 show when he, tries to go after Jetfire. And just like the original episode, he really doesn't stand a chance. Wham! I really was not expecting to like this guy. I thought, yeah, he's got that G1 color scheme, or I should say the G1 cartoon color scheme, but his alt mode is stupid. I didn't care for the gun. I didn't care for the shield in pictures, and we all knew he was going to turn into a camera anyway. But it's won me over. It really has. I mean, I bought 3 of the dang things so I could get him into a camera mode. And yeah, I'm pleased with him. The only issue that I found is one of the figure's left thigh swivel has become pretty loose. Totally fixable, I think, with some floor polish or super glue. So folks, let me know what you think of Refractor down in the comments. As always, I am going to ask you to hit that like and subscribe buttons, and be sure to hit that bell down there so you know when a new video review is out. I'm really glad that I picked these 3 up. I've got more Decepticon Deluxes now, even if there are 3 of the same figure, but whatever. And my good buddy Chrome Tyranno might be doing a repaint of them. We'll see. I don't know if that's actually happening or not. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I am Baltmatrix, and I will catch you next time.